Hello guys, in today's tutorial we are going to create this beautiful charging animation that you guys are seeing on the screen. So after watching this tutorial, the goal is to achieve this animation that you guys are seeing on the screen currently. So before wasting much time, let's get started. As you can see, I have already set up my workspace. Here we have our layout, not layout, we have the index file here. This is where we have the contents. So basically what we will do here, inside the components folder here, I just want to create like another folder here, and then I will call it like home screen. So inside the home screen is where we will have all of our code. So here I will just create like an index.tsx file. Let's create the snippet react.fc, and then we will just call this okay, let's call it home screen content. Now what I will do, I just want to zoom this thing in so that you can see this thing better. So now what we can do here is to import this home screen content here. So yep, you can see this writing here, and then you can change this guy to, let's see, hello world. Yep, so that's up here. So the first thing we need to do here, we just need to change the background color to white to black. So let's just create a styles variable. We create style seed from react native.create, and here we'll just have a style called container. Yep, and the background color for this container here would be black. So now we can come to our view style, equal to styles.container. You can see this small black thing here, but we just use flex 1, and what this thing will do is that it will stretch the height of the container to fill the whole screen. It's proving me wrong. So with 100, even though that not really do much, but okay, so nothing is happening. I guess it has to do with here. If we just change the style here to let's do this flex 1 instead. Yep, it's working now. So now here in our home screen content, what we need to do is to create a circle. So to do this, we can just have something like a view. So we come to our styles here, we just call this view as a circle for now here. So we just create a style called circle. So we'll have a border width of let's give it 2 for now. Let's see how it will look. A border color of cyan, and then the border style of solid. My bad. Okay, border style would be solid. Yeah, of course, a border radius of what? Okay, so I think what we need to do at first is to declare the width and height of our circle. Yeah, so you can do something like const width would be, let's make it 300. The height, okay, const height would be equals to 300. So now the border radius here would be width divided by 2. So the height would be height, and the width would be width. So here we can just go like style equal, so the style here will be circle. Let's see what we got. Yep, we have that small circle here. So now we need to send our contents in this. We need to send our contents at the center of our screen. Yeah, so we can just do something like this thing works. Justify content center, align item center. This one also works. Yep, it's working as well. So now what we need is to have like 3 nested circles here. Yep, something like that. But what's happening here, you can see that these things are almost overlapping on each other. So what we need to do here is to just reduce the size of each of these styles here. So we can do something like this, and we can say width here equals it would be width minus 15, I'm not sure, and height here also would be height minus 15. Let's see how this guy looks. Okay, our contents are not very well aligned. So here I think what we need to do here is to let's create like another view here, and then this view here would be, we will just try to we will try to center everything at the center. Yeah, so here we can go, we can just call this a circle container. So we can do styles dot what do we create this style, and we call it circle container. So now underneath styles here we can have something like this, circle container. It will be flex direction of row, direction of row. Justify content would be center. Align items would also be center. Center. So here this might not work as expected. That's because yep. So I think what we need to do here is probably we need to what we need here, we need to change the position of these guys here to absolute. I think we change these guys to absolute. Yep. So it's not really happening. My bad. Wait. My bad. We don't even need to make this guy absolute. What we need, the circle here, flex direction of row, justify content should be center, and this guy will align the items to center. My bad. Center. Yep. Now everything is working fine. We might not need this guy here, but let's see how things go. So now we need to adjust the style of this inner circle as well. So what we can do here is we can just change the style here. Oh my god, we change this 15 to 30. Let's see. Yep, that looks better. Yep. So now I think from here what we need to, from the image we saw, or from the other animation, I mean what we want to achieve, I mean the border in that animation is using a gradient. Yeah, so we need to do the same thing here. So what we can do here is we can use gradient from Expo. Let me just grab this other screen from here. We have a gradient from Expo. Come on. I think you can see it. Expo has this thing called Expo linear gradient. So what we need to do is we can just copy this linear gradient and install this guy here. So we can just open this terminal, not here please, okay, here, and just paste this command here to install Expo linear gradient. Yeah, okay. So while this thing is installing, dude, can you come back here please? Okay, so while this thing is okay, it's not installing. So what we can do here is we can just change this view here, this circle view here, into a linear gradient. I think I'll just comment this guy out for now. Let's see how we go about with this. So we need to import linear gradient from Expo. Yep, like this. We close this tag here. And linear gradient, what it takes like colors, and colors should be the color should be an array. So now for now let's just call this cyan and green. Yep, so it also takes like a start, and the start like the x here, let's put the x to 0, and y also, we set the y also to be 0. Also takes come on, also takes end, come on, is it, dude, come on. Also takes why this given like this, okay, end also takes x, that should be 0, and y, we place that down 1. So after saving this, we bring back this guy here. After saving this, we have nothing, and that's because let's start apply these styles here and see what we get. Styles that circle. Yep, we have something like this here. So basically this is our linear gradient, so we need to adjust this style here. For circle, we just remove the border, we just comment out the borders. Okay, I think it's just better just remove them, remove the border, and just remove this whole thing, and just rename this circle to linear gradient. Yep, so now we have our linear gradient. Yeah, so basically when we change this start and end here, we are just rotating the direction of the linear gradient. If we change this y here to 0, you can see what's happening here. We change this y also here to 1, you see the direction is changed. So basically these values here are used to change the direction of your linear gradient. I found these values here to work best for me because the gradient is starting from top to bottom, and that's what I want. Yeah, but I have some colors that I already want to use, so I will just grab those colors from here. We have this pink value here, so we just create a constant called pink, and assign it to this, and we create another constant called cyan and apply it to this. Yep, something like this. So we replace this cyan here with cyan, and we replace this pink with pink. Okay, so now we have something like this. I think let's turn the dark side number. Come on. Okay, put this guy here and this guy here. So now we change the directions here. So from here, let me just check something. Okay, so from here, basically what we need is to have some sort of like a border here. We don't need the full circle. So to imitate like a border effect here, what we can do is we can just use a view, and the view here can be called let's just call it like a circle again, a circle. So now you can just create a circle here, call it circle, and the background color for the circle will be black, of course. Yep, so now you can just manipulate the width of the circle directly from here. Yeah, and let's just define the border radius here as well. So now we have the border radius, which should be wait guys, I think it's just better to I just want to have full control over this guy, so we can just edit our styles from here directly. Yeah, so the width for this guy here would be, let's go width minus 15 like we did the other one, and height would be height minus 15, and the border radius would be, let's just make it 12 for now. So we have something like this. I think the width is too much. What will happen if we just change this guy to 25? I think that's too much. Also we can just change this guy to 10. Yep, or maybe 5, something like that. Yeah, so basically what we need to do here is to repeat this pattern here inside this view, and hopefully everything would just work fine. So here I think we need to reduce the size of this inner gradient as well, so you can just go something like width would be width minus 15. Let's try this. Height would be height minus 15. Honestly guys, I have no idea if this thing would work properly, but let's see. And we can just change this guy to 20. Something, we have something. So what we can do with this guy, let's just go to this linear gradient and basically just center everything is centered, but does not seem to have it does not seem to be working. Maybe our view the circle. Okay, so let's just flex direction. Basically we are just trying to center everything, So we just select direction row, justify content center, align items would be center. Yep, that's working. So I think now we are just left with one more linear gradient here. So we just put that also inside this view here. So basically what we are doing here is that a linear gradient is having like a view inside it, and that view also has another linear gradient nested inside. So inside the linear gradient also is a view, so this view also will have another linear gradient inside it. Yeah, so we just copied the other linear gradient, we just pasted it inside this view here. So we just change this 15 here to, let's change it to 30. Will it work? Let's just change it to 30, and we just change this 20 here to 35. Yes. Let's just change it to 35. Yay, it's working fine. So basically now we have 3 of these borders here. So now what we can do is to just add some static contents inside here. We can just start to put here some information, things like we can just write something like text and the percentage. Let's say for example for now it would be 89%, and we have another text here. This guy would go like it would be charging course. So we can just okay, you can just style and change text color of this. So we can have color would be white. Yep, we have these guys here in another view. I prefer view, and we call this guy would be, we just call it info container. Yeah, info container, and we define the style for info container as well. Yeah, so info container would have a flex direction of column, justify content center, align items also would be center. Yeah, let's just give it a gap of 3 for now. Let's see how it goes. So now what we can do is to just we can change the font size of no, we can change the font size of this guy to something like let's say 50, something like that. Or is that too much? And we can just crank down the percentage. Let's have text, and this guy here would be our percentage. Yep, and we just define the size for our percentage also. Font size would be 16, something like that. Yay, so that's nice. So I think we have like our basic UI. I think what we are missing though is from the other diagram, from the other, not diagram by the way, from the other example, we have like a fat border here, and I think we are missing that border here. So before we do all of this, we need to have like another border inside here. Then we'll have this content here inside that border. So basically what we need to do here is we need to define another linear gradient as well. Okay, let's just take this guy. Yeah, linear gradient, close the and then you can have something. You can have another view here. View, that view is closed. So now we just wrap the view below with this linear gradient, and hopefully everything will be fine. So now what we need to do is to reduce the width of this inner gradient. Yeah, so you can just change this guy to 40, and then the width for this guy, let's make it 45. Let's see what we got. Nothing is changing. Why? So I think 30. Let's just make this guy 45 and change this guy here to 50. We have something. Nothing still now. Wow, interesting. Okay, so we have 30, 35. I think we are messing up. This view here needs to be here, and with one of these views also needs to go outside here. Yep, something like that. So now we just play with these values so that to have like what we are looking for. If we change that to 40, what will we have? Nothing. 50, we have something. Change it to 60, we having something. We change it to 80, we have something. I think now if you increase the value to 60, basically what I want us to have is to have like a space between this guy to this guy here. The space should be somewhere between here to here. So increasing this value should give us a space between this guy and this guy here. You see, we having something. I think we can just increase this guy also to 80 and change this guy from 80 to 100 probably. Nothing still now. To 120, something like that, or maybe 130. Yay, something like this. I think now we are almost there. This is very, 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 very close to what we have on the previous example we saw. So I think now what we can do is to have like those effects here, those bullety looking things here that we are flying down here. So for that, what I will do is I have an SVG that I would use to give us those bullet looking things here. I mean, I call them bullets because they somehow look like flying bullets. So I will just grab that SVG from here. 1 second. Should be where are you, dude? Okay. Okay, it should be this guy here. So basically it should be this guy over here. You know what, to make things easy, I will just abstract this in another file, and I will call this file bullet.tsx, and then I'll just take everything from here and just paste everything from here. So basically this guy is complaining about React Native SVG. So what we can do is to install npm I React Native SVG. So while we wait for this thing here to install, I can just remove these guys here. Okay, that guy's installed. So now what we can do is to import our bullet down here. It should be outside of this circle container. Basically that should be wait 1 second, that should be outside here. So we just call our bullet from here. So here's the bullet. Yay, we have our bullet here. So now what we can do here, we can just put these bullets inside another view. Give a space here. So I'll have 5 bullets. Don't worry. So we just need to align these bullets properly. So what we can do here is just style. We can create another style, and we can call it bullet container, I guess. Bullet container for now. Bullet container down here, we can just have bullet container. And what this bullet container will do is you can just change the direction of these and just make it row, and then we can give it a gap of 3, I guess. Yep, that's looking nice. So now basically I think from here what we can do is we can start animating these bullets here. So basically the goal is to have these bullets move from down here and fly inside here, you know, so they will give us like this charging effect here. So basically when the phone is plugged in, we should have something like this. So these bullets would fly from down here going up here, giving us this charging effect. So what we can do from here is we can just change the positioning of these bullets. So what we can do now is we can just move these guys here into their own component. Since we would be animating them, it's better to put them in their own component and animate them inside that component instead of instead of animating them here directly. Yeah, so first of all, I will just remove all of these guys here, and then just create here another component called animate bullet. Yeah, the tsx, create a new snippet here, and then inside here we would have our bullet here. Just rename this guy properly and call it animate bullet. So now what we will do is to import our animate bullet here, import our animate bullet, import animate bullet from animate bullet, save. Now we have one animate bullet, but what we need here is to have 5 of them. So for that being the case, what we can do, we can just do array dot from length 5. What this will do is that you just create like 5 arrays for us here. Dot map and we will return this animate bullet here. So I think we might actually need the index. What am I missing? What am I missing? So you can just I think we would need the index. So basically I here would be the index and this underscore here would be the value. I mean, even though the value is undefined, if I'm not mistaken, but the index would do. Yeah, so this guy needs to have like a key, and the key here would be I. So we are back to where we were before. Yeah, so now what we can do here is we need to position these guys down here. Yeah, so to do that we can just create like animate. We can create a constant called animate. Let's just call it animate. Yeah, and to achieve this we would use animated style from React Native Reanimated. Yeah, so what this does is it allows us to animate our styles, and what it uses some shared values. So basically when those shared values are changed, the use animated style will know that some values are changed, so it will just trigger the stylings for us. Yeah, so here what we need to do is to transform these guys here, and then we can just translate y and just place it at the, let's say something like 40. Nothing is happening. That's because we are not making use of our style, so we need to make use of our style here, not from you. So in order to have this animate guy here to work from use animated, we need to convert our component into a component that's compatible with React Native Reanimated here. So basically what we are doing here, we are changing, instead of using the default view from React Native, we are using the view from Reanimated. Yeah, so that will allow us to use our animation and everything will just work fine, hopefully. Yeah, so now we can just do like style here equals animate. So you see these things are moved down. You can just increase these guys further. You can just change them to 120. They're still small. 450. Woo, that's too much. I just want us to have a little bit of what's happening here. So now here's our content here, the bullets. What we want to do is to move these guys here. When the animation starts, they would be somewhere around here, even though later we'll move them further down. But for now, just for us to see like what's happening, we'll leave them here for now. So when the animation starts, they will just fly here. So to achieve that is what we can do is we can just come here to, we can not const, but we can use the use effect. So basically use effect, you can just create like a with timing. With timing, just translate these values here, and what with timing takes is it's a callback, and inside that callback also, oh my bad, it doesn't take a callback. The with time here, if we place our mouse over here, we can see it's expecting a value as its first argument, then a timing config, then a callback here. So with timing here, we want to move these bullets here all the way here. So with timing, we want to move them to 30 at a duration of 1000 milliseconds. That's basically 1 second here. So let me explain what's happening here. The reason we are using this use effect is after this component mounts here, we want to trigger this animation here. So that's why we are using this use effect here. So the goal is after this component mounts, we want to trigger the animation. So that's why we are using this use effect here. So basically, let's see what will happen if this thing will move up here or not here. It won't move. You know why? I will show you. Let me just save this here so that you can see what's happening. Nothing will happen. That's because this translate here, we need to create a shared value. We will call that translate y and use shared value from Reanimated here. So the initial value of shared value would be 320. So now instead of hard coding at 320, we would use this value from shared value. So it would be translated value. So translated value here dot y dot value should be equal to the value here that's being returned to us by this with timing here. Yeah, so now let's try this, see what will happen. Whoop, you see it's moving down from up, from down to up, down to up, down to up. But this is not enough here. We want it to move somewhere around here. So what we can do is add minus 30. That's still small. Basically, we want this whole guy here to enter here instead of having this small bit here. So we can do something like let's go 90. Still small, 150, I guess. That is enough, yeah. But now, as you can see, even if I reload this guy here, what will happen after this guy mounts, the animation will only happen once. But what we want is to have this guy happen again and again and again and again. So to achieve that, we would make use of the with repeat from the animated, yeah. So we import with repeat. What do we want to repeat? We want to repeat this animation. So it takes an animation here, as you can see, as its first argument. The second argument is number of reps. Basically, what number of reps means is it's asking us like how many times do we want to repeat this process, yeah. So for example, if you put here 6, the animation will happen like 6 times, yeah. But if we put here like 0 or a negative value, basically what that will do is that it will repeat like infinitely, yeah. It won't stop, it will repeat again and again and again and again. So the third value here is reverse. It's asking us like whether if this guy moves from the bottom here to the top, whether it should go back here and then come up here, come up again. In our case, we don't want that, so we'll just specify the third value to be false here. So with this, I think with this it should work, but it's not working. I guess we have to reload. Let's see. So basically, as you can see, the animation is happening. The things are moving. Our bullet is moving from the bottom, going all the way to the top. Yeah, that's nice. So now, what we want, as we can see, our bullets are moving all at once. But instead, what we want is that to put here some sort of like a delay. They don't all have to start at the same time, but they can move like at a different pace. So to achieve this, what we can do is we can create like another constant here, and we will call this as delay. Yeah, so basically delay will be an array and it will contain like different values for our delay here. So we can just specify here 200, 400. Basically, honestly, we'll have to play with these values to have them work the way we want them to work for us. So this guy here might be, not sure, 900 probably. So now with our delay, so we have here with repeat here. Inside the with repeat here, we should have with delay here. So what with delay will do, it will delay our animation for us. So we import with delay from Reanimated as well. So what with delay takes as its first value is a delay in milliseconds here. So our delay in milliseconds would be delay with our constant. So we need to access this delay here with our index, even though the index is not defined yet, but we will bring it very soon. And the second argument for with delay is an animation, yeah. So animation here will be our with timing. So we need to access this index here. What we need to do, let's declare our types. Just call this guy index. Index would be what? It would be a number. So it takes index from here. Oops, this guy's not really working because we are not passing our index. So now we can pass our index would be I. So I guess what we need to do here as well is to reload again. This is the thing with Reanimated. Sometimes when you save on the fly, it does not really pick up your animation. So sometimes you just have to reload your phone or emulator to have the animation working. But yeah, as you can see, the animation is working. It's almost working like the way we want it to work. But what we can do here is just we can increase this value here. So basically we will hide this whole animation down here. We don't need to see anything from here. I think 520 is too much. We can just make it 420 and again reload to have everything work as expected. So as you can see, the animation is like working, but as you can see as well is our bullets here are flying down here and they're just landing on top of this guy here, and that should not happen. What we want basically is it should come down here. The moment it reaches here, as it goes through, it should disappear. So the easiest method I've found is basically when this guy reaches here, we should just change the z index of these bullets here. So basically it should just fly down this guy here, so it will give us like this disappearing effect. So what we can do here is let's just change the z index of this guy. Not you. If you do something like z index, no, not in the transform as well, but here to be z index minus 30. Let's see what we have. Let's reload again. So guys, as you can see, our animation is working fine. So basically it's giving us this charging effect. Yeah, I guess now the only thing we are, so I guess now to make this guy more special, now what we can do is we can only display this animation when the device is when the device is charging, and the percentage here should actually represent like the actual percentage of the device. Yeah, so basically when we plug in our device, that's the only time it should show us this animation. And when we unplug our device, when it's not charging, it should not show us this animation, and it should show us like the actual percentage of the device. So to have that, what we can do now is we can make use of the battery package from Expo. So what we can do, let me just bring that in so that we can see. If we come here, have Expo battery. Yep, so this is the battery package here. So we can just copy this battery here from Expo and install it. So now what we can do here is to just install this battery guy here. Let's wait for it to install. So now it's installed. Yeah, so now we need a few things from this battery here. Basically one of the things here we need is make use of the get batteries level async. Yeah, we need this, but get battery level async, and we need this use battery state. We just bring back our code, bring back our screen. So now we come back to our home screen here. Yeah, we import from Expo battery, but we import use battery state and level async, get battery level async. I think these are the two methods we need. But just to confirm, we can do something like this. Let's just call it data. We use battery level state. So you can just console log data and see what we got. Yeah, basically let's just close this guy and actually, are you kidding me? Not to close. I thought that I was having this guy run on the other terminal. Okay, so data actually it's not battery, it's not use battery state. Should we use is it power state? I'm not sure, but yep, this is the one I was looking for. Use power state here. So basically use power state gives us the battery level it gives us if you see like our battery state equals 2, that means the battery is charging. And if your battery is low, it will tell you like this guy here would change to false here. So basically I need this battery state here. So we can just destructure this guy and just call it battery state is what I need. And of course, just to show you something, if you access the battery level from here and we just replace this battery percentage here, the static percentage here with basically this guy won't work like this because the value is just between 0 and 1. So we need to do something. We can just call this battery level, and battery, we can just do battery level times 100. Yeah, so you can have battery level times 100. You can do like a math dot flow. So I guess this guy here will give us the battery level. So we replace this battery level with battery level. So my actual battery level is 68. But the problem with this guy is it does not change. Even if I change the battery level, it does not change. Just to show you something, if we change the battery level from here, as you can see, the battery level from the emulator is 48 here, but this battery level here is not changing. So to fix this, what we can do is we can create a use effect here. Yeah, we can create a use effect, and that use effect here we will just put there a timer. I'm not sure if this is like the best way to do this, but if anybody knows like a better way to do this, feel free to let me know. Yeah, but for now this is how I approach it here. So basically put here like an interval, and on every interval we just get the battery level sync. After that we just do like, then if it resolves, then it gives us like a result, and that result here is what we would put inside our battery level here. I can see here, let's just introduce another state here, and we will call it battery is it, let's just call it battery percentage. I'm not sure about it. Yeah, battery percentage, and you can just call it, okay, set battery percentage here. So we just import use state from React, and the initial state will be 0. So when this promise here resolves here, we just set the battery percentage to be this. So basically this guy here would be our result here. So we replace this guy with this guy. Yep, so our battery level here is 52. So after every 1 second, this function here should trigger. After it triggers, it will just fetch the results, and then it will assign it to the set battery percentage. So to check if everything's working fine, let's just start to change the value of our battery. So as you can see, the levels, we are changing the battery level, and everything is updating just fine. I guess the last thing we need to do here is obviously the last thing we need to check here, we are not making use of this guy anyway, so is basically if we are charging to handle the, basically if we are charging as a relator, we want to show with this, and if you are not charging, then we show something else. Yeah, so what we can do here is we can check the battery state equal to, then show us this animation here. And but if it's not then show us text that says hello. hello world. And the color, you style it, the color should be white, and the font size, let's just make it 20. Font weight would be bold, and text align would be center. Yeah? So now let's check if everything's working. So from the emulator, as you can see, it says the status here, the battery status is charging. So if you change this to not charging, you see, system mode disabled, we have here hello world. And if we change it back to charging, we have back our animation. Yeah, so just to make things just to make it like what we can do here is basically when we are showing this animation here, we just want it to like change its opacity like level from 0 to 1, so it will just give us like this fading effect here. So to achieve that is what we can do here is you can just create another style here, animated style by the way. We just call it animate. We just use animated style from Reanimated, and then basically it should have an opacity. So what we can do here is we can do something like battery level, missing something, battery state equal to, and just let's just wrap this guy here inside with timing, import from React. The battery level equal to, if it's charging, we change the opacity of this guy here should be 1, but if it's not charging, the opacity here should be 0. Yeah, so here we need to make use of this animate here. We need to change this view to animated.view, which is compatible with this animation here. So we change to animated.view to make this view, so that we can make use of this animation here. So now what we can do is we can just add our animate here, and from here everything should be fine. You see that flicker? So just to test again, if we change this state to not charging, change it back to charging, you see that? Change it back to not charging, change it back to charging, change the battery level again, see, everything is working fine, not charging and charging. So guys, at this point I think we are almost done with the we are done with the whole tutorial on how to create this charging effect. And by the way, this doesn't only work on the emulator, it also works on a physical device. Basically, if you connect your device and you run this project there, if your phone is charging, it will show you this animation here. If it's not charging, it will show you the other screen as well. So that's it guys. So if you find this tutorial to be useful to you or in any way shape or form interesting, feel free to like and subscribe and share the video. See you next time. Bye.